Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. This is OPTIBOTIMUS coming to you with another video review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the new Takara Transformers Masterpiece MP-11SW. And as you can see, that SW stands for Skywarp. It's taken a while, but finally we have all the original Seekers in the more updated MP-11 Starscream mold. As for the packaging though, you can see a really nice image. It's very the Masterpiece, the package style where you have the image here, both his robot mode as well as his vehicle. Come down here, and one thing that's a little bit different is that this is an Asia market exclusive. So you get Japanese and Chinese on here, which is a little bit different than what we've gotten before with some Takara releases. Come on to the side though, you got the Masterpiece logo on the top. You got a nice image of Skywarp right there. Come around here to the back, and you got some product shots, including an actual size of the Skywarp, some stuff that I can't read. Robot mode, you can see that he does come with the small gun version of Megatron, as well as obviously his null rays. And then down here, you got his actual jet mode, and you can see that it includes a little Dr. Arkeville kind of character. That it's just a black and white figure, which really is kind of pointless. But you also have instructions, a collector card, and as I mentioned, you got that Megatron gun right there as well. I mean, for the packaging, it is pretty much the same, but like I said, you do get some Chinese on here, which is something, as I mentioned, we don't necessarily get on a lot of these Masterpiece figures. But for the packaging, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. Alright guys, so here we have Masterpiece 11SW Skywarp opened up and out of his packaging. And while this isn't the first version of Skywarp that we've gotten, I really do feel that this mold is the best. The original one used that old Starscream mold that, for all intents and purposes, the vehicle mode probably looked a little bit better. This one had a much cleaner underbelly, but robot mode, the MP-11 is just a far superior mold, I feel. And while I could have run out and gotten that old version of Skywarp at any point in time, I really wanted the MP-11 mold to be used for this. And I'm so thrilled that they finally did it. Now, for some of the things that he comes with, I didn't order this special or anything, so I'm kind of unsure why it came with this. But it does come with the collector card. This is the package for it, and then you slide it up, and then there you have the little coin for the Skywarp. You can't see anything on the back, but you got the face right there, and it says Transformers Masterpiece. That's all it says, and then it says MP-11SW right up there. Like I said, through Big Bad Toys store, I think you automatically get this. There wasn't a separate pre-order for one that came with the coin, so that's a nice touch. And then because this is a Asia market exclusive, you get two different instructions. Now this is kind of created a bit of controversy because the Chinese one was added after the fact. So they had to open up all the packages after they were already sealed from Takara and slide the Japanese one in there. And the Chinese one in there. That's kind of bugged some people. Now when you look at it, the Japanese one, that's the one that actually comes with the collector card. The Chinese one doesn't. So you only get one collector card with it, and it's the one that comes in the Japanese instructions. So you got those pieces right there. Now, like I said, he does come with the Megatron that is pretty much the same. You can take this off. You can take this off. One thing that's interesting, though, is I want to say that the Starscream one, I'm not 100% sure about Thundercracker, but it came with a little clip that you could put on the underside here, and you could clip the gun to that. This doesn't come with that, so it's kind of unfortunate. People have already complained about the price on this, and I'll touch on that here in a little bit, but that's definitely something that if you're going to include this, I think you should have included that little clip as well. I love having it, although we do have several of these now in our collection, and it's really not going to do too much for me. I think I already have like two other ones on my Masterpiece shelf, so I don't need a third, but you do have that. And then you do get the little Dr. Arkeville figure. It really isn't much of anything. It's a little teeny tiny dude that as you can see has kind of one ugly white piece on his hair, and then you can see just an all black body. You got the black feet and everything, and then a white lab coat. That's it. We did get a bluish translucent one with the Thundercracker, and then obviously the regular Dr. Arkerville looking figure with Starscream, but you do get another one here. It's just, this one's really oddly painted, and I'm dropping them all over the place. I don't quite understand why they decided just to give him a completely black body and a white trench coat, but whatever. But for Skywarp, here he is, and again, I absolutely love this mold for this figure. All of these are really absolutely terrific. It's nothing really different than we've gotten before. Molding wise, I do think it is exactly the same. People will ask about the chest, and I'll touch on that here in a little bit. It doesn't really feel that much different, but you do still have all the same features. As you can see, you have a opening cockpit right there with one seat for your little Dr. Arkerville figure. Put that in there. You got the front that can come out, slide out to the side, and then you got the nice silver painted radar dish on the inside. Bring that back, clip that into place. You do have the air brake here, which it's kind of hard to get to. You do have the air brake right there. You got the piece that's made out of die cast, so you still have that feature right there. You can still open this section up. It's part of the transformation, but in doing so, these little bits right here, which will be part of his feet, in this mode kind of resemble engine parts, so that is still there. You do still have the adjustable little thrusters right there, come around here to the bottom. You do still have the null rays that are attached. You can transform them by leaving them attached, or you can take them off. It's your own personal preference. You got some landing gear right here, which are really very nice. A lot of really nice paint detail on here. I'm going to tuck these away for right now, put that up, clip that down, bring that down, bring that down, but some really nice paint details. Some are kind of questionable in terms of the choices. You're seeing that there's little yellow bits here on the tip. Some people have complained about that, but that doesn't bug me really all that much. There's a couple other pieces that probably bug me a little bit more, but there's no question that when you look at this, it is Skywarp. It's a very nice matte black paint. You got the nice Decepticon logos there, as well as the purple on the wings and the little fin thing right here. You come around here to the bottom, and again, you can see more robot parts. That original Starscream mold did hide this a little bit better, but I think the changes that they made to this really benefit the robot mode the most, and I think that's where it is most beneficial. You got a nice Decepticon logo right there, but I mean, beyond that, that's about it for him. We have seen this several times now already in terms of Starscream, Thundercracker, Acid Storm, Sunstorm. I mean, this mold has been used a lot of different times, and it really is kind of surprising that we got things like Acid Storm and Sunstorm and didn't get this at retail. So I'm just thrilled and excited that we got it in any capacity whatsoever. But because we've already transformed this and we know what to do, I am going to skip that part of my video. But if you do need to know how to transform them, there's always my original that you can check out, and I'll put the link down in the video description so you can see that. But using some movie magic as always, we're going to go from Skywarp looking like this to this. And again, honestly, there really isn't anything that much different here. The biggest thing is it's Skywarp. That's the pull. That's the allure of this. It's the driving force behind me wanting this figure. I've been sitting here waiting for the longest time for them to actually do this and not give us a weird one like Acid Storm or Sunspot or whatever his name is. I mean, this is what I want, and the reason why I want that is because it finally completes the coolest trio of Transformers known as the Seekers. And as you can see, like I said, exactly the same thing. There really isn't anything all that different. Molding wise, I think it's pretty much the same. There does seem to be some improvements here, at least in the chest area. I was talking to somebody on Twitter about it, and he was asking me, is his chest fixed? Now, one thing that I'll show you here, this is Starscream. I mean, number one, you can pick this up and you can see that it's very loose here. Also, when you rotate this whole thing, like, just completely detaches. It's never been very good on and really any mold. You come over here to Thundercracker, it's a little bit better. You can see it kind of locks in a little bit nicer. It doesn't flop around quite as much, but you can see there's some movement there. With the Skywarp here, it feels like it's a little bit more solid. You can see that there's less movement here in his chest turbines than even on Thundercracker, which was a little bit better. Beyond that, I mean, everything really is kind of the same. The face is a little bit different, it looks like, just in terms of the paint detail. But again, paint is really probably the only difference, and really that was the only difference with the Seekers in the first place. But this guy really is a terrific figure, and like I showed you, probably the best of the three. Now, what some people kind of have complained about, I guess, are some of the paint applications here. Number one, you got this silver paint right around here on the actual forearms, and yeah, that, you know, isn't all that accurate. It should all just be purple. But I don't mind the detail, and if you really wanted to, it's just painted on there, so you could probably get that off. The thing that I think is kind of weird is he's got this paint right around his little thrusters. It's kind of weird looking, to be totally honest, and that I'm not a particularly big fan of. But again, you could probably rub that off, but looking at this looks like it's silver paint, so in trying to rub that off, you're probably going to have a hard time. The forearms are molded in this purple color, so you could probably get rid of that fairly easily. It's just the thrusters that have a weird color that I'm not a big fan of. I don't know. I don't get why they did it, but they did, so I guess you're kind of stuck with it. I mean, you can see the yellow tips on his wings. Again, people have kind of complained about that. It really doesn't bug me all that much. Now, furs, keep that forward. Furs articulation is all the same. You got the nice ball joint here at the head. The shoulders, you can see, move forward and back. They move in and out. They rotate at the upper part of the bicep. They got two joints here at the elbow. The wrists rotate all the way around. The fingers have some articulation. I mean, you got a ball joint here for the thumb. And then the three lower fingers, they're articulated just at two joints. You got a lower joint here and then the top knuckle right there. And then the index finger does have a joint at the main section and then one there as well. But that's not attached. It's like this, basically. So you do have that. Nothing at the waist, unfortunately, but that's just part of the design. The legs do move forward and back, but again, you get some problems moving forward. It's not a full range of motion. They move in and out. They rotate at the upper part of the thigh. You got two joints here at the knee, which are really hard to get to. At least that top one is, but you do have that right there. You do have some foot pivot, I guess. Most of it is just kind of just spreading it out and positioning them, but you can see that he kind of separated there. But I mean, all in all, great figure. It really is, of the three, probably I really do feel the best quality. It just feels like everything is much more secure on this than on even the Starscream one, and I'm really very happy with it. Now, the biggest gripe against this figure, I really do think, is the price. And people have every reason to feel that way. This figure is $200. And having said that, you see everything that he comes with. We paid less for that and got display stands with some of the Hasbro figures like the Thundercracker and Sunstorm. So it is kind of unfortunate that we didn't get a display stand with him. It's not something that bugs me all that much because I display all my figures in the robot form. But I do agree that a $200 price is a little bit high on this. Now, I do feel that part of the reason that it is that high is because of kind of the exclusive nature of this. As far as we know right now, this isn't getting a very strong mass release. I know a lot of retailers that have had orders cut back compared to what they actually ordered, so it is a pretty limited piece, and if it remains that way, in a few years, I can absolutely see this fetching double what it goes for right now. The only time will tell really with that, but having said that, I still don't think that $200 is ridiculously bad. I probably would be a little bit happier if it was maybe $180. If you put that $200 price point on there, I think it should kind of include that display stand. But as I said, a happy medium price for me would be about the 180 mark. So if this is something that you're, and I'm just futzing with a whole bunch of stuff on here, but if this is something that you'd be interested in, he is available right now at Big Bad Toy Store. So all you have to do is click on the link down in the video description. You go to Big Bad Toy Store where you can pick this up and add it to your collection today. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been OPTIBOTIMUS. Don't forget that you can keep in touch with me by liking my Facebook page at facebook.com/TeamBotimus and by following me over on Twitter at twitter.com/OPTIBOTIMUS. Also, I'd encourage you to check out my new website at OPTIBOTIMUSreviews.com, where you can see all my videos from the previous week, see what I have coming up for future release, and also get your very own OPTIBOTIMUS t-shirt. And finally, I'd also really appreciate it, guys, that if you like this review, don't forget to please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, I'll talk to you later.